Hello, I'm Monica. In this video, we're going to see how to generate an application from an existing database. For this, you need to download and install some things. Below in the video description, you have the download links. We paste the Eclipse link from the description. This will take us to its official page. Click on Download. Select Download Packages. Here, we'll find different versions of Eclipse for various purposes. We choose Eclipse IDE for enterprise Java and web developers. Remember to select the option for your operating system and click on Download to start it. Another thing we also need is the MySQL driver. Select your operating system and click Download on the zip option. Here, click on the option to download without logging. Once both are downloaded, unzip them. We will use Eclipse to generate entities from the tables in our database. And the driver will be used in Eclipse to establish the connection with the database. In addition to the above, you must also have installed OpenXava Studio, Java 8, which is optional, Java 17, and MySQL Workbench. All download links are available in the video description. We already have a MySQL database, and we will use it to generate entities, adapting them for use in an OpenXava application. Next, open Eclipse from the extracted folder. We create a new JPA project from File, New. And name it Invoicing. In the target runtime configuration, select version 17. Press Next until this screen. And in JPA implementation, select Disable Library Configuration. At this point, we need to select the database connection. As we don't have one yet, create a new one by pressing Add Connection. Select the database, in our case, MySQL. Assign a name to it. On the next screen, we have to select the driver that we are going to use. Since we don't have one configured, add a new one. Select version 5.1 and give this driver a name. In the JR List tab, we see that the default driver for version 5.1 is selected. Select it and remove it with Remove JR Zip. With Add jar zip, go to the folder where we extracted the driver. Double-click on the .jar file to add it. Press OK. Now we have to configure the properties for the connection. In Database, assign a name for this database. This is only to identify it in Eclipse. In URL, put the correct URL. Finally, the username and password. Press Test Connection to see if we were able to connect. It seems so. It says Success. Then check Save Password and Finish. Returning to the first screen. Check Override Default Schema from Connection. And we should select the name we assigned to the database recently, but being the only one, we don't need to do it. Press Finish, and with this, we finish establishing the connection to our database. Choose Open Perspective to open the Data Source panel. In the Data Source Explorer panel, we can effectively see the connection and tables of the database. Now it's time to generate the classes from this connection. Right-click on Invoicing. JPA Tools. Generate entities from tables. On this screen, we can see the name of our connection, in which schema we are, and what tables are within it. Check the tables for which we want to generate classes. Press Next. In the next screen, we see all the relationships that selected tables have. We can delete or add depending on our needs, but remember that codes for these relationships are generated. Press Next. On this screen, we can define some configurations for the entities we are going to generate. Check Always generate optional JPA annotations and DDL parameters. For the package, we are going to define one that we will use later. com.yourcompany.invoicing.model. Press Next. On this screen, you can configure the classes and properties that will be generated. For example, change the data type of a property. We are going to leave it as it is. Press Finish. And so, we finished generating the classes. The next step is to use these classes in an OpenXava project. Obviously, we will have to adapt them. Now in OpenXava Studio, let's create a new OpenXava project with the name Invoicing. Press Finish and wait for a while. The first thing we're going to do is establish the connection with MySQL. Configure the POM XML file located in the root of the project. Uncomment the MySQL driver. Then save. Configure the context XML file located in source, main, web app, meta-inf. Comment out the source pointing to HSQLDB. Uncomment the source pointing to MySQL. And configure it. Enter the username, password, and the URL of our database. Save and go to Persistence XML located in source main resources meta-inf. Add the Hibernate dialect for MySQL in the Properties tag as shown in the video. And save. The last thing left is to do the Maven install. Right-click on Invoicing. Run as Maven install. Wait for a while until it says Build Success. There you go. Now we've finished establishing the connection with MySQL. Let's copy the classes we generated from Eclipse to OpenXava. Paste them in the same package, your company, invoicing, model. And delete the class that OpenXava generated automatically. Now, we need to adapt the code of the generated classes to work as an OpenXava application. In Author, add the annotation list properties to products. And we are going to tell it show us the properties. Number, description, price. Save the changes. In category, customer, and detail, we won't change anything. In invoice, add the annotation list properties to details. and specify the properties to display. Product.number. Product.description. Quantity. Save. And go to product. Here, we'll make more changes. Add the annotation files to photos. Money to price. Text area to observations. Remove details because we're not interested in viewing this relationship. Also, remove the methods related to details. Finally, add the descriptions list annotation to author and category. Save. There you go, we've finished adapting all the code. To start the application, go to the package COM, Your Company, Invoicing, Run. Right-click on Invoicing. Run as Java application. Copy the link provided below and paste it into your browser. Log in with admin. On the left, we have the module panel. In this case, we can see all the classes that are set as entities. If we select one, for example, author, we can see the records it had in the database. Let's try creating a new record in product. Select the module and click New. If you remember, we added annotations to product. The files annotation made photos appear as a gallery, where we can upload files. Money annotation made price appear as a money field. Text area annotation made it possible to enter long text in remarks. Descriptions list annotation made author and category appear as drop-downs. Save it and go back to the list. We can see the product we just created. Generating entities is very easy, but adapting them requires a bit more work. I hope the video has served as a guide for you. If you're interested in exploring what OpenXava is and its features, you can visit our official website at openxava.org. If you haven't started your first project yet, you can check out the course we have prepared to create an application from scratch. Bye.